Hey guys, what if I told you that there's a trick to beating anxiety? The concept of understanding that anxiety disorders work just like other diseases like cancer and COVID-19, and that knowing that can arm you with a way to cut anxiety off at its knees. Stick around to learn more. My name is Dr. Julia Swafford. This is Real Talk Mental Health in Vancouver, Washington, where we talk about real-life mental health issues from the provider's perspective. That's me. If this is something you're interested in, be sure to check out our other videos. You can click subscribe and click the notification bell so that you'll know when we have a new video. Today, I'm talking about a concept that can serve as the foundation in your fight to beat anxiety disorders, which can be really tricky to overcome. The key is understanding that anxiety disorders act exactly like other diseases, such as cancer or even the flu, in that they have symptoms that create more symptoms, thereby continuing or worsening the condition. And really, that's how all diseases function, and anxiety disorders are no different. A condition has to have a way to self-perpetuate in order to be a successful disease. Think about how cancer grows and takes over a person's cells and organs, or even how infectious diseases like COVID-19 mutate to spread more and more rapidly from person to person. Anxiety disorders do this too. They have symptoms that, if left unmanaged, lead to worse anxiety over time. Let's break it down with a few common anxiety disorders to give you that idea, to kind of help us understand. So, social anxiety. This comes with a very strong desire to avoid social events in order to avoid anxiety. So what do we get if we avoid? Well, we get an immediate, though temporary, relief of our anxiety. So that avoidance leads over time to lowered confidence to face the next event, and the desire to avoid grows and happens more and more to seek out that temporary relief, but the underlying anxiety disorder grows and grows. Generalized anxiety disorder comes with excessive worry that is difficult to control. However, the worry itself might actually soothe us temporarily. Because we're thinking through every possible outcome, it actually makes us think we're preparing ourselves for any possible future event, maybe even predict the future. And if we try to stop the worry, it can cause a temporary spike in our anxiety because it leaves us feeling unprepared. Obsessive compulsive disorder is another example. This creates its own little feedback loop between obsessions about a specific thing and a compulsive behavior that temporarily relieves the anxiety, but it doesn't actually do anything to reduce the obsession itself. Actually, engaging in the compulsion leads to an increase in the obsessing over time and the anxiety associated with it, so the anxiety disorder itself gets worse and worse. There are tons of examples of things our anxiety disorder might compel us to do. Symptoms, often in the guise of coping and feeling better, because they provide a temporary relief of the anxiety caused by the disorder, but ultimately, they worsen the anxiety disorder over time. Smoking cigarettes, getting buzzed or drunk, avoidance, and even cutting and self-harm are all ways we might seek temporary relief, but that don't address any underlying problems and make the anxiety disorder worse. When we are trying to beat an anxiety disorder, start by understanding that some of the most basic urges we have, the symptoms that sometimes make us feel better for a moment, are actually hurting us. In comparing anxiety disorders to other diseases, we should look at the treatments too. Successful treatments often focus on stopping the spread and progression of the disease. Things like chemotherapy and social distancing. We can do the same with anxiety if we can identify the symptoms and limit their ability to take hold of our behaviors. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is an easy thing to do. It's absolutely not. And finding a great therapist, maybe a good medication regimen, and other treatments can really be important to bolster your ability to disengage in these symptoms. But you can take a first step right here, right now, in identifying anxiety symptoms for what they are, symptoms of an intelligent and successful disease, and do what we can to limit their impact. Of course, fighting off symptoms is hard. It's not necessarily something you have control of. But once we understand the basic concept that we're fighting an actual disease, we can use and develop coping skills to aid in your fight. Things like changing location, engaging in a physical activity, deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, the list goes on and on. But I'm talking about that foundation before we even start with the coping. Thank you so much for watching this video on how to beat your anxiety. If this is you, if you have been struggling to beat your anxiety and you need help, please reach out to your local mental health professional and specialist. And if you're in the Vancouver, Washington area or Portland, Oregon, reach out to us. We are here to help you win your fight against anxiety and help you get your life back. Make sure to keep an eye out for our next video and be sure to subscribe so you get a notification when we do release a video. Until the next time, we will see you later.